Greetings, devoted fans of the TV Days Drama Digest channel. Today, we plunge into the heart of Salem, where the air is thick with suspense, betrayal, and the ever-present threat of danger. Days of Our Lives has never shied away from weaving intricate tales of love and treachery, and now a new storm is brewing, one that could engulf two of the show's most vibrant young characters, Holly Jonas and Ariana Horton, in a chilling kidnapping plot. The mere thought of these beloved figures being snatched from the safety of their families sends shivers down the spine, and yet the signs are unmistakable. Danger is closing in. Could the tangled web of romance, secrets, and illicit dealings surrounding Doug Williams III be the catalyst for such a harrowing ordeal? Join us as we unravel the clues, explore the emotional stakes, and speculate on whether Holly and Ariana are destined to face a nightmare that could change Salem forever. The streets of Salem have always been a stage for secrets, but recently, a particularly unsettling development has caught the attention of Days fans. Holly Jonas, the spirited daughter of Nicole Walker and Daniel Jonas, has been the target of a mysterious stalker. Unseen eyes have been tracking her every move, capturing candid photographs that hint at a malevolent intent. These chilling snapshots, discovered by those close to Holly, are more than just a violation of privacy. They're a warning. The question on everyone's lips is, who is behind this sinister surveillance, and what do they want with Holly? The trail of suspicion leads to a familiar name in Salem, Doug Williams III, a charismatic yet enigmatic figure whose charm masks a darker side. Doug's recent activities have raised red flags, particularly his entanglement with loan sharks, a dangerous crowd known for their ruthless tactics. Could these shadowy figures be the ones lurking in the background, using Holly as leverage to tighten their grip on Doug? Or is there a more personal motive at play, one tied to the complex relationships Doug has cultivated with both Holly and Ariana Horton? As the pieces of this puzzle begin to align, the possibility of a double kidnapping, a plot to seize both Holly and Ariana, emerges as a terrifying prospect. At the center of this brewing storm is Doug Williams III, a man whose magnetic allure has drawn both Holly and Ariana into his orbit. Doug's relationships with these young women are anything but straightforward, fraught with passion, deception, and unspoken desires. Ariana, the daughter of Gabby Hernandez and Will Horton, has fallen hard for Doug, her heart swept away by his roguish charm. Their connection, however, is tainted by a secret. Ariana has slept with Doug, hoping that their physical intimacy would deepen their bond. Her feelings for him burn brightly, but there's an undercurrent of unease. Has she given her heart to a man who cannot be trusted? Holly, too, finds herself caught in Doug's spell. Despite her initial hesitation, she's beginning to realize that her feelings for him run deeper than she'd like to admit. Doug, for his part, has made no secret of his attraction to Holly, but their relationship remains stalled, teetering on the edge of something more. The chemistry between them is undeniable, yet it's overshadowed by the chaos that seems to follow Doug wherever he goes. His involvement with loan sharks, coupled with his romantic entanglements, paints a picture of a man walking a dangerous tightrope, one that could snap at any moment, pulling Holly and Ariana into the abyss with him. The possibility that Doug's affairs have made both women targets is a chilling one. Loan sharks are notorious for exploiting personal connections to enforce their demands, and Doug's dalliances with Holly and Ariana could have placed them squarely in the crosshairs. What if the stalker's photographs are not the work of a lone obsessive, but part of a calculated plan to abduct the women Doug cares about? The idea of a double kidnapping, orchestrated to send a message or settle a debt, is a plot twist worthy of Days of Our Lives' most dramatic arcs. To fully grasp the gravity of this potential storyline, we must consider the emotional landscapes of Holly and Ariana, two young women navigating the complexities of love and identity in a town where danger is never far away. Holly, with her fiery spirit and determination, has always been a force to be reckoned with. Yet, beneath her confident exterior lies a vulnerability born of her tumultuous upbringing. The loss of her father, Daniel, and the constant upheaval in her mother Nicole's life have left Holly yearning for stability. Her growing feelings for Doug, however ill-advised, represent a search for connection, a chance to anchor herself in a world that often feels unsteady. Ariana, meanwhile, carries her own burdens. As the daughter of two of Salem's most dynamic figures, she's inherited a legacy of resilience, but also a tendency to leap before she looks. Her whirlwind romance with Doug is a testament to her impulsive nature, but it's also a source of inner conflict. Ariana's quick fall for Doug has left her exposed, both emotionally and physically, as she grapples with the possibility that her trust may have been misplaced. The idea that her feelings could lead her into a trap is a heartbreaking prospect, one that would test her strength and her family's resolve. The thought of both Holly and Ariana being kidnapped is a gut punch to fans who have watched these characters grow. Their shared connection to Doug, combined with their individual vulnerabilities, makes them prime targets for a plot that could shake Salem to its core. Imagine the anguish of their families. Nicole, Gabby, Will, and the extended Horton and Brady clans as they face the unthinkable. The emotional fallout would be cataclysmic, driving Days of Our Lives into one of its most gripping storylines yet. Let's speculate on how this kidnapping plot might unfold, drawing on the rich tradition of Days of Our Lives' high-stakes drama. Picture this: Holly and Ariana, unaware of the danger closing in, are drawn together by their shared connection to Doug. Perhaps they meet to confront him about his duplicity, only to find themselves ambushed by the loan shark's enforcers. The scene is tense, the air heavy with foreboding as masked figures emerge from the shadows, their intentions clear. In a heart-stopping moment, the women are overpowered, bound, and whisked away to an unknown location, a derelict warehouse on the outskirts of Salem, perhaps, or a secluded cabin deep in the woods. The kidnappers' motives could be multifaceted. On one level, they might be seeking to punish Doug for failing to repay his debts, using Holly and Ariana as leverage to force his compliance. On another, there could be a personal vendetta at play. Perhaps one of the loan sharks has a history with the Williams family, or even with Holly or Ariana's parents, adding a layer of revenge to the scheme. The stakes would escalate as the kidnappers issue their demands. A ransom that Doug cannot possibly pay, or a betrayal that would tear Salem's families apart. Meanwhile, back in Salem, the disappearance of Holly and Ariana would ignite a firestorm of action. Nicole, driven by maternal desperation, would stop at nothing to find her daughter, clashing with law enforcement and turning to unlikely allies like E.J. DiMera or Rafe Hernandez. Gabby, ever the fierce protector, would channel her grief into a relentless pursuit of the truth, even if it means confronting her own past mistakes. Will and Sonny, Ariana's fathers, would face their own torment, their love for their daughter pushing them to the brink. The entire town would rally, but old grudges and hidden secrets could complicate the rescue effort, turning allies into adversaries. Doug Williams III's role in this potential storyline is a fascinating enigma. Is he a hapless victim, caught in a web of his own making, or a cunning manipulator whose actions have deliberately endangered Holly and Ariana? His involvement with loan sharks suggests a man in over his head, but his romantic entanglements hint at a deeper complexity. Could Doug be playing a double game, using his relationships with the women to shield himself from the consequences of his debts? Or is he genuinely torn, his feelings for Holly and Ariana warring with the pressure of his dangerous associates? If the kidnapping comes to pass, Doug's response would be a defining moment. Would he rise to the occasion, risking everything to save the women he cares about, or would he crumble under the weight of his choices? The possibility of Doug orchestrating a daring rescue, perhaps infiltrating the kidnapper's hideout or striking a deal with the devil, would add a layer of redemption to his arc. Alternatively, a darker twist could reveal Doug as complicit in the kidnapping, his charm a facade for a more sinister agenda. Either way, his actions would ripple through Salem, reshaping relationships and redefining his place in the town's hierarchy. The Days of Our Lives fandom is no stranger to high-octane drama, but the prospect of a double kidnapping involving Holly and Ariana has sparked intense debate. On platforms like X, fans are buzzing with theories, some speculating that the stalker is a hired thug working for the loan sharks, while others believe a scorned lover from Doug's past could be pulling the strings. Posts like "Holly and Ari in danger? This is gonna break Salem" capture the emotional investment of viewers, while others plead, "Please don't let Doug be the bad guy, he's too perfect for Holly." The discourse reflects the stakes of this potential storyline, which could either cement Days as a master of suspense or risk alienating fans if mishandled. The emotional resonance of a kidnapping plot lies in its ability to tap into universal fears, loss, helplessness, and the desperate need to protect loved ones. For fans who have followed Holly and Ariana's journeys, the thought of their lives hanging in the balance is almost too much to bear. Yet, it's precisely this intensity that keeps viewers glued to their screens, eager to see how Salem's heroes will rise to the challenge. Days of Our Lives * has thrived for 6 decades by embracing the bold, the outrageous, and the deeply human. A kidnapping storyline involving Holly and Ariana would be a natural extension of this legacy, blending romance, betrayal, and high-stakes action in a way that only Days can. The plot would test the resilience of Salem's families, forcing them to confront their pasts while fighting for their future. It would also shine a spotlight on Holly and Ariana, 2 characters who represent the next generation of Salem's storied history. For Holly, a kidnapping could be a crucible, forging her into a stronger, more self-assured woman. For Ariana, it could be a wake-up call, prompting her to reevaluate her choices and reclaim her agency. And for Doug, it could be a chance for redemption or damnation, depending on the path he chooses. The ripple effects would touch every corner of Salem, from the Brady pub to the DiMera mansion, reminding viewers why they fell in love with Days of Our Lives in the first place. As we stand on the precipice of this potential storyline, one thing is clear: the possibility of Holly and Ariana being kidnapped is a plot that could redefine Days of Our Lives for a new era. The stakes are sky-high, the emotions raw, and the potential for drama limitless. Will Doug's tangled web of romance and debt lead to tragedy, or will Salem's heroes band together to save 2 of their own? Are Holly and Ariana headed for danger, and can Doug be trusted to save the day? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.